Hello everyone, welcome to the Mufasa book readings. My name is Julia and today's reading will be reading from the book by Mel Robbins. The book is titled The 5-Second Rule. Enjoy. Chapter 12, Stop Worrying. Think of the beauty still left around you and be happy. This is a quote by Anne Frank. More than any other change, ending your habit of worrying will create the single biggest impact in your life. Believe it or not, you were taught how to worry. As a kid, you heard your parents worrying constantly. Be careful, wear a hat or you'll catch a cold. Don't sit so close to the TV. As adults, we spend way too much time and energy worrying about the things we can't control or that could go wrong. When you get to be near to the end of your life, you'll wish you hadn't. Dr. Carl is a professor of human development at Cornell University and is the founder of the Legacy Project. He has met with 1,200 senior citizens to discuss the meaning of life. He was shocked to learn that most people near the end of their life had the same targets. I wish I hadn't spent so much of my lifetime worrying. Their advice was devastatingly simple and direct. Worry is an enormous waste of your precious and limited lifetime. You can stop worrying, and the 5-second rule will teach you how. Worrying is a default setting that your mind goes to when you aren't paying attention. The key is catching yourself when you drift into worry and then regaining mental control by using the rule. Here's an example. My husband got his motorcycle license and just bought a small used motorbike. Yesterday, I was sitting inside the house and noticed him on the bike pulling out of the driveway. As he drove down the road, I noticed that my mind immediately started to drift toward worry. I started worrying whether or not he would get hit by a car, becomes a statistic, or I would soon get a call from police telling me that he's been in an accident. The worry hijacked me within 5 seconds, that fast. And you know what? My worrying about it won't keep him safe and it won't prevent an accident. As one 83-year-old in the study said, my worrying won't solve anything. It will put me on the edge for the entire time Chris is riding his motorcycle, which robs me of enjoying the present moment. As soon as I catch myself worrying, I use the rule 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think of something more positive, like the thought of him smiling as he drives down the road. Funny thing is that Chris is a huge cyclist. He competes in triathlons and is out on the road taking 40 to 50-mile training rides by himself all the time. I never worry about that. But here am I worrying about the motorcycle he is driving down our road at 10 miles per hour. Could something go wrong? Of course it could, but it usually doesn't. When you start to use the rule to end worrying, you'll be amazed by how often your mind drifts to something negative. Mine does it every day. It really sucks, and each day I fight against it. There are some days that I have to use the rule a dozen or more times to control my thoughts. Just the other day, I caught myself drifting into worry over and over again. Our daughters were returning home from a service trip in Peru. And throughout the day, I caught my mind drifting to thoughts of plane crashes, missed planes, falling off a cliff in the Andes, bus accidents, lost bags, and the girls being stranded at the airport. The girls were fine, and without the rule, I would have ruined my day. Each time I caught my mind drifting to a bad thought, and I would say to myself, oh no, you don't, and just pointed to a thought that made me smile. Like the girls talking a million miles an hour that night in the kitchen as they told us about the trip. Feelings of love often trigger worry. Another thing that has surprised me about worrying is just how subtle it is and how fast it can seize control of you. I've been surprised by how often I start to worry the moment I feel happiness or love. This spring, it happened to me as I was looking at our 17-year-old daughter. I had this incredible moment when my heart just suddenly swelled up and I felt a tidal wave of love wash over me. And then, without a warning, all these worries flooded into my mind and stole the moment. All I felt was fear. We were at the mall. Swaya was trying on dresses for a high school prom. It had been a long afternoon. We were on the third dress store, and she had easily tried on more than 40 dresses, and she hated every last one of them. Telling her she looked amazing only made her mood worse. I was in the dressing room with her, putting the reject bags on the hangers and handing her the next gown to try on. I started panicking that we'd never find one that she liked. I handed her another one to try on, and she said, "Let's bang through these next three and then get out of here." I stepped out of the dressing room to give her some space and called Chris. Suddenly, she called out to me, "Mom, can you come in here?" I tried to read her voice, but I couldn't tell if she was crying, frustrated, needing help with a stuck zipper, or something else. I cracked open the door. She had on a floor length gown, and I could see her reflection in the mirror. She looked, in a word, stunning. It was perfect. The dress was peach and had beautiful, flowy side panels that were pink. It was everything she had wanted. No sparkles, no lace, an open back, and a bright color. Our eyes caught in the mirror. "What do you think, Mom?" I could feel the tears coming. When she was an infant, I remember experiencing that same tidal wave of emotion that can wash over you when you love someone so much. In the middle of the night, I'd wake up to go check in on her, and there, standing alone in her nursery, watching her sleep on her back with her arms raised above her head, I'd get hit with this tidal wave of love and just marvel at my ability to love something so much. It felt like my heart might burst. That's what I felt standing outside the dressing room in the mall. I just felt love, and then the worries rushed in and stole the moment from me. Without warning, I was thinking about her heading off to college, getting married, being a new mom, living far away from me, time passing, getting older, and my life being over. My life flashed before me. Time was racing by, and for a fleeting moment, I felt I was losing her. I felt overwhelmed with sadness and loss, and my eyes swelled with tears. Swaya saw me getting emotional and thought it was because of the dress. "Ah, Mom, don't cry. You make me cry." But I was crying because of how scared I was to see her grow up. I was crying because time was passing too fast and I wanted life to slow down. Worry robbed me of all the joy in that moment. It took me away from Swaya and into a dark place in my head. Instead of just being present and being in awe of my beautiful daughter, I felt afraid. That's how worry and fear hijack your mind and rob you of the magic and wonder in your life. Brene Brown observed this exact phenomenon in her research for the bestseller, Daring Greatly. She found that feeling a worst case scenario in moments of joy, such as not being able to enjoy a hug with your child without worrying about something bad happening to him, is an amazingly common phenomenon. And why is it so hard for us to soften into joy? Because we are trying to beat vulnerability to the punch, said Dr. Brown. When your mind takes you somewhere sad, dark, doubtful, or negative, you don't have to go with it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Don't forget to like, comment, share to your family and friends, as well as subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much. Bye.